this is The Shape speaking, and I'm back at Knott's Berry Farm one more time. Kind of a spur-of-the-moment trip this time. I had a rough weekend over at work, was completely stressed out, so I decided kind of on the last minute to pop over here and hang out at Knott's for a while. We got the Boysenberry Festival going, so I'm going to tool around and see what they got here for this festival this year, see if there's anything interesting. And yeah, Boysenberry Festival, always interesting. Okay, so for those unaware of it, there's a reason why Knott's Berry Farm is so big. That's what these things are for. There's a reason why Knott's Berry Farm is so big on the boysenberry, enough to have an entire festival. For those who don't know, the boysenberry was originally cultivated by Rudolph Boysen. I believe it was in Napa Valley in the 20s when he did it. He created the boysenberry. He created this big, fat, juicy berry, the boysenberry, but he was never able to make it profitable, and he eventually basically abandoned the cultivation. So, however, some point after that, a U.S. Department of Agriculture worker named George Darrow started hearing about the boysenberry. So he went off to investigate, and he recruited another local farmer and acknowledged berry expert by the name of Walter Knott. So Knott managed to track down Boysen, but found that he had completely abandoned his cultivation of the boysenberry, and but he asked if he could go on to Boysen's old farm and see if he could salvage some of the vines. He got permission, and Darrow and Knott went to the farm and found the place completely overgrown and everything in bad condition, but they were able to find like 6 plants that were clinging to life. Knott took them back to his farm, and he managed to get 3 of them to start growing. Now, for those who don't know, the thing about boysenberries is that they actually only produce berries at 1 month out of the year, which is why Boysen was never able to make them profitable, but Knott started selling the boysenberries at his berry stand, and people would flock to it when he had them. So he started putting them in preserves and stuff so he could sell them all year round, and people were coming up to Walter Knott saying, "These berries are great, what do you call them?" And he's of course like, "Well, they were invented by Rudolph, but boysenberry, they're called boysenberries." And so that's how the boysenberry came to be, and that's why Knott's Berry Farm is so big on the boysenberry, because there is this historical connection. Walter Knott was the first person to actually make boysenberries profitable. As far as I'm aware, Knott's is the only place around here that actually still sells boysenberries. You don't really find them in like Ralph's or Vaughn's or anything like that. So that's the whole history of the boysenberry. At least that's what I know about it, and that's why we have the Boysenberry Festival. Pyrite. Somebody struck fool's gold.
on the back. And then if I need to, I can always just carry it on.
These are actually.
Yes, you should be able to. I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now.
I think it was the other day when I got honey. And we got something tree. This is honey. And then you gotten something here.
So, as is usual, there are vendors all over the place in Ghost Town selling all kinds of wares. And as occasion, find stuff that's actually up my alley from time to time. Okay, I've seen this guy before. Always has a lot of interesting stuff.
Do you guys sometimes? Do you have to go?
Hello.
You pull it, right? Did you go in your pull-up? Did you pee in your pull-up? No? Okay. Sure? You're fine then. He's fine. You told me the last time you had to go. And you don't have to go again.
Huh.
You'll tell me when you have to go, right?
That is interesting. It's a Viking Raven. You know what? I might actually pick this up later.
There used to be smoking sections here, but yeah, it's outside.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, this is where the Boysenberry Festival gets kind of depressing for me, because I'm a diabetic and about 90% of the boysenberry products you find I can't eat. Oh well, such is life.
I hope you guys have an amazing day, all right?
Thanks, Brandon. We appreciate Yeah, there's your son's going in this.
Birdcage Theater is open. I'm gonna have to go there later. Lucha Libre mess. Interesting. Okay, now this is an interesting combination right here. This is the wood carving station they have every year. We got Alien versus Predator versus an Ewok. I'm not sure that fight is going to go very well. Huh. No. And for 2,600, you can have a wooden Predator.
She can do like video detailing. I mean, that's up to you.
Okay, so I'm trying to get you some footage of this guy carving here, but there is a lot of reflection. Let me try like this. Nope. Kind of. You can kind of see it. Yep. Nope. All I'm getting is footage of everything that's behind me. Oh well, I tried.
You remember?
Right here you can, this is where you can buy yourself some boysenberry plants of your own and try to cultivate them. Again, like I said early, you're not going to get a hell of a lot out of any plant you buy. Boysenberries, I forget the month, but I know they only produce berries like 1 month out of the year, which is why nobody but Knott's really does the boysenberry thing. Again, like I said before, you really can't walk into Ralph's or Vaughn's and get boysenberry stuff because of the small amount of yield that these plants have. And I've talked about this before, but right up there, I always wonder what's in there, because one time, long time ago, I was on Ghost Rider, and when it came up a climb. I was looking down in here. I could see those windows were open, and there was somebody in there laying out a very fancy table setting for food. So I don't know what's actually up there. I know I see employees coming out of it. Maybe it's some kind of employee dining room that they use for special events or something. Maybe it's like for VIP guests, but yeah, ever since I noticed that, I've always been somewhat curious about what's actually in there. Oh, we didn't go over here. Ah, museum's open. Always happy when that's the case. Hello, horse. How you doing? Oop.
You know what I say? I say we go to the...
So as usual, there's a whole lot of stuff, you know, just vendors out here. With different things to buy and look at or even taste. Honey. That all looks very good, but like I said, I'm diabetic. I gotta stay away from this. Like I said, I'm diabetic. Okay, let's take a look at what's in the barn. So hopefully this is entertaining for you guys. I'll try not to make this video too long. So again, what we got in here is basically food samples, different things to taste, and like with everything else, most of this stuff I can't eat, but we do have some live entertainment.
One time, I'm gonna take a little break. Take a little break. I'll be back around 4 o'clock. So, if you like it, this is my movie. Thank you.
Looks like I showed up at the wrong time. Oh well. Honestly, whenever this barn place is open, it's usually a good thing. I don't know what it is. There's something about the ambience in here that I like. And wilderness patio board. Yeah. Both the barn out here, there's plenty of booze to deal with the crowds because we are still in the tail end of spring break, I believe, for some schools, which is why they're open till 10 o'clock tonight. So that means a lot of crowds, but also means I don't have to stop drinking too early. Okay, so Knott's Boysenberry Festival. There's always a bunch of interesting stuff here at these kiosks. These kiosks come back here for various events that they do at Knott's, and since I always see them, I assume it's pretty profitable. Unfortunately, the kiosk that I was looking for, there used to be one over in Ghost Town that had leather and wood products. They actually sold Harry Potter style wands. The only time you can buy Harry Potter wands at Knott's instead of Universal. But they also sold a wand holster, and I was hoping to grab up one of those to be part of my costume for Universal Fan Fest, which is I'm going to be going to this coming Sunday. Unfortunately, I don't see them anywhere. Oh well. Anyways, hopefully this video wasn't boring or anything. The Boysenberry Festival always has a lot of just interesting stuff laid out. Most of these, I believe, are handcrafted, and definitely a little extra fun for your Knott's Day. Oh, what's this? Looks like we got a boysenberry eating pie contest. Okay, so I'll probably add some stuff to this later, but for now, I'm gonna head over to the Calico Saloon and get myself some boysenberry wine.